How's it going, everybody? Planet of the Apes review. We're a little bit late. He was on vacation. Andrew, how was your vacation?
It was great. I got to go out in the outdoors and stay away from movies for a little bit. Kind of experience a little bit.
Decompress a little bit.
Yes.
Once in a while you need that. But yeah, War for the Planet of the Apes. It's the third one in this rebooted prequel trilogy. So yeah, it's the second one directed by Matt Reeves. And honestly, Andrew, this might be the best movie I've seen this year so far.
It is incredible.
Yeah?
It is. It's amazing.
It's a really good movie.
And Matt Reeves, again, because I really like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, has made an amazing movie.
He's the right guy to direct Batman. I'm sure of it. Yeah.
It makes me so confident in Batman right now. Because with the whole Affleck situation, I was so mad. But now I'm like, I'm gonna give Matt Reeves a chance.
We have this guy now. This guy's a good choice.
I almost think he is better now. In some sense, I feel like he's better.
Yes.
So.
But back to this film. It's it takes what you love from Rise and Dawn and combines them into a perfect concluding whole, I think.
Yes.
As good of a movie as Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is, I have some things with it. The pacing's a little off, and there's not that much story. The characterization was the best part of that movie, but this movie has a really good story to it, in addition to that stuff. And that's the problem with Rise, is that there's not that super rich character to it. It's got a good story, but not enough, whatever. But this one has everything you need, and I think it just really brought Caesar's character arc to a perfect close.
Yeah, I have to admit, watching this movie, I had to look back and think about recent movies I've watched in the past years, and that sounds kind of crazy that I'm going that far out, but I do not remember a film that literally kept me that engaged from opening shot to the end of the film. I was completely engaged throughout this whole entire film, and by the end of it, I wanted it to end, and the reason I wanted it to end is because I just wanted to get out of that theater and I just want to explode with how much I loved it. It is the perfect wrap-up of this trilogy, one of my new favorite trilogies. It's amazing.
I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite trilogies, but it definitely builds each time. So like the best is this one, and then Dawn, and then Rise. It increasingly gets better and better. And I love the way this movie opens, don't you? With like the little Rise, Dawn, War, and then like opens with the soldiers and the monkey stuff on the back of their helmets, and it's like very Vietnam reminiscent. And then it's very exciting intro to a movie, and I just thought from there it was great. Andrew, you liked Woody Harrelson, I'm guessing, as the Colonel?
I did really like him as the Colonel. He did an amazing acting performance. I liked how he went over the top a couple times, not over the top.
So emotional.
Yeah,
a few things like that.
But I think he really worked. Woody Harrelson does not strike me as a menacing guy.
No, he usually does comedic roles, so this is something different.
But somehow he did it, and I didn't. By the end, I didn't think Woody Harrelson it's kind of crazy. But I want to stay away from Woody Harrelson because we need to talk about the man in the room, which is Andy Serkis.
That guy, he's got some serious talent. Like, if you're acting with CG, whatever, and you're pretending to be an ape, that guy, I don't know how he does it, but he can do it, he's great. It's
his best performance of yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one, he just showed it, and he needs an Oscar.
And he's such a sympathetic character because he doesn't want to fight the humans because he was raised by humans in like a loving environment, but he's kind of forced into it because they're attacking his home, and he does what he has to do, and it's a very conflicted and very interesting character. Very good performance by Andy Serkis.
Yeah, what he did with this movie, for how much I like James McAvoy in Split, I say.
You did see that movie?
Yeah, I think Andy Serkis deserves the Oscar more than James McAvoy.
Probably.
I think. If you watch behind the scenes, what the man has to do to get himself to become this character is incredible.
Yeah.
But back to the story. The story works so well. I think they could have.
It provides a few answers too to where they end up in the '68 movie.
It's really
no spoilers, of course, but you get some answers.
And that's what you need, because this is kind of it's the prequels to the lead up of these original films. And it's done perfectly, or even better in some sense.
And I was a little worried about, what's it? God, the guy, no, don't let me forget, Bad Ape.
Yes.
Steve Zahn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love him.
I was a little worried about that from the trailer, but he is great. He was actually hilarious. I loved him in this movie. He was great. Oh. And then he comes out with a ski garb, and he's like,
it's so quiet. Yeah.
It wasn't over the top, and it was just like, it was a nice little comic relief character.
And the way
it's a very serious film, so it's a nice little levity.
Because if I was making this movie, I would be honest, I would say that there should not be any comic relief at all. Yeah. But they put it in there, and it works. Like, little more, a little less, it went to work, but it worked just perfectly.
Yes.
So well done.
And it had a very jungle type, like the drums and the stuff in the score were
was fabulous.
It was great. Yeah.
Michael Giacchino, one of his better ones, because
he's had 2 scores in 2 weeks. He did Spider-Man the week before.
I know, what is up with it?
He's a busy guy.
He literally does every score of these blockbusters nowadays. Yeah. Some hits, some don't, and this one did.
Yeah.
Also, a piece of this movie that I really liked was the little girl. I think that worked because in some sense, it kind of, her character helped Caesar from going too far with what he did.
And she had a moment in this movie with another ape that actually made me tear up a little bit.
This movie did.
That hit me a little bit, that one scene.
It's incredible. And the way I hope this is the last one, because for how much I love this movie, they do not need to make another.
They don't need the risk of that one, of the next one not being good. Just keep it as good as it is. It's a very solid trilogy. But yeah, going back, I heard that Matt Reeves and his writing partner for this movie, they sat down and watched 1 million movies in a row, and to get inspiration. And it's definitely fun to see, because you can see some of the inspiration they got from it. Definitely one of them is Apocalypse Now. There's a straight up reference to it. You see a thing that says Apocalypse Now, and then the Colonel's character is a lot like Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. And there's a lot of other movies that you can see the references to, and it's just kind of fun to watch. From a guy who loves movies as much as Matt Reeves, lovingly crafting a movie like this.
Now, I do have to say, because we are a little bit I'm not saying we're late for this review, but we are on the later end of it.
Yeah.
There has been mixed reviews with this movie. And
some people don't like it. Some say it's a dry, whatever
boring.
Film. Yeah.
I'm I literally don't see where they're coming from.
I don't think those people have, either they don't have patience or they don't resonate with movies about characters. Some people just want to watch Transformers, and that's okay, but that doesn't make this movie bad. Definitely not. It's a very well-made movie.
Now, you did bring up the point to me that the title doesn't fit.
It does not, really. They title this movie that because I suppose the war is going on in the background, but there's not really a big war to speak of in the movie. It definitely, I suppose that's a way to draw in audiences and say, oh, it's going to be the big epic wrap-up finale, and it is a big epic wrap-up finale, but it doesn't have that huge battle that you're expecting from the title. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I think it's the dumbest thing. The way to look at it is the dumbest way to look at it.
Yeah.
I think War is the perfect title for this movie. I'm going to be on the complete different side of you. I think there's enough war in this movie which makes it a war film, but then it's not just war as, guns, 2 sides, war. It's the war of Caesar. 2 sides, he's fighting, he has to think, do I go with my side or with the human side? And it's basically, I think it's mental war is what they're going for. Not the actual war, mentally, because it's all about Caesar and the 2 sides he has to go after, and that's where the war pieces in. That's where I see with that title.
I definitely see what you mean, and I don't have a problem with anything that they did with this movie, because I don't need to see it just a bunch of action, but definitely just felt sort of misleading.
I can see where it could be misleading. That's what a lot of people have. The problem is there's not enough war. There's not the big war at the end. But come on, guys, we've seen enough of this in theaters these days.
Yeah, but I mean, it's weird because you get a lot more of that in the end of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
That's true.
You get that whole finale, but then in this, there's really none to speak of. There's a few scuffles, but you know.
I think this movie should have been released. I know box office, all their tracking, but I think this movie should have been released in like November or somewhere where it's a little more not in the blockbuster, because people are going to the theater. Yeah, let's have a great time. Where this movie is, it's dark.
You gotta put your thinking cap on for this movie.
Yeah, it's not like. Like Transformers was a few weeks ago, and then some guy and Spider-Man: Homecoming, all these fun movies. Well, Transformers was not fun, but all these crazy movies. But then they go to Planet of the Apes and like what this, they don't get that fun, and that's why people are not liking this movie, because I don't think it's fitting for summer.
Yeah.
And that's why I see people having troubles. But I loved this movie.
It's a great movie. Much. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie of the year so far, and I gotta see if anything can beat it, because I just loved it.
Logan's
so
up there, but this movie's better for sure. I think it has more layers to it and more going on for it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it the rare rating that we very rarely do. We haven't done it in a while, and that's a good solid 10 out of 10 score for this movie. It's an excellent film, and I really hope it gets some Oscar nods. Definitely going to be buying this on Blu-ray because it's a very enjoyable and very intelligent movie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with, as you say, the rare rating of 10 out of 10. We used to rate all of our movies basically 10 out of 10.
Yeah, because we're like, oh, well, there's nothing really wrong with it. But yeah, if you include enjoyment and the wow factor and the production values and everything, this movie has all you need for a 10 out of 10.
And I did really try to sit down and think of anything I had problems with, and I really didn't. I think this movie is just perfect from start to beginning, and there's nothing I would change.
Start to beginning.
Oh, man. The camping has gotten to me. The isolation. No, from start to end, this movie is incredible, and go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I can't recommend it enough.
No, yeah, definitely not. You have to go see it.
So that is our review for War for the Planet of the Apes. We got some more videos coming up. Carter has just released a video.
A Beast commentary, the first movie I released on YouTube. It was fun to make. I like doing it, so I'm looking forward to doing my next one. I'm looking forward to see his Paranormal Squad commentary in a couple days.
Yes. And we have some more reviews coming out. This week we got Valerian and Dunkirk, so reviews will be coming up later, following into next week. And Film Battles Championship. Round 5, I don't know what it is. It's the finals.
And we'll finally be releasing our highly anticipated Despicable Me 3 review.
Everyone's waiting for that review.
Everyone's waiting for it.
Might get a view on that video. Yeah. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, this is our review, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.